What a crowd.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning,
Huh.
David.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, it's
Again, sorry to be looking over here. This is where I see David over here.
yeah, all good.
Susie is again out today. David Martinez, newish to the Workstand team, has agreed to help me out and talk about payment methods and why it's important to have lots of payment methods. David,
Mhm.
why do we think it's important to have a variety of payment methods?
I think it's important because we don't want to limit, how our customers give us money. All right, customers want to give us money. Let's not dictate how they do that. Let's just open it up what we can, what's available to us, and let them choose what's best for them.
Yeah,
So,
I like that. So let's take a look in settings in commerce and payment settings. And why don't you talk us through some of the settings in here that people need to be aware of?
yeah, so obviously with Stripe, that's turned on this store right here, so it's activated, which is good. The setting below that, which is turn on manual capture payment, I'm a big fan of turning that on. What that allows us to do is, as a retailer, is to dictate when to capture that payment. So for a lot of shops, inventory control isn't at the highest peak, meaning it's not always accurate. So if
Mhm.
there's an item that is purchased on your site that you don't have, let's say because your inventory is incorrect, you can just void that authorization. And what that does is that it doesn't allow you to incur credit card fees that you might get from
Good.
capturing that payment and also refunding that payment. When you do refunds, as owners know, there's also a credit card fee associated with that. So,
Yeah. So that gives you an opportunity to, if the inventory's off, like you mentioned, but also it could be, we covered stock status settings the other day. It could be people are getting a little aggressive with their stock status settings and
mhm,
allowing people to purchase things they don't necessarily know for sure they can get. And
right.
this and maybe even being able to triage an order for fraud gives you an option to just kind of back out of the order without incurring all those fees.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
you can do that with Stripe. And the rule is, I guess the responsibility here though is make sure you remember to go capture that payment because it's not going to happen.
Correct.
If this is not checked, it happens automatically all in one step.
Mhm.
Nothing for you to remember. But if you do turn this on, you get all those benefits. But remember, you have to go back and manually capture that. With Stripe, you have 7 days to do that. So
Right.
not a long time.
And it's two
Um,
clicks. So to be clear, it's two clicks to capture that payment. There's a button next to the payment, and you
yep.
click that, and you confirm it essentially on the next click, and
Yeah,
that's
and I would
great.
gladly show somebody that in order, but in order to show you all these live things, I'm on somebody's live site, so I don't want to mess with their orders.
Understood.
Yeah, it's super simple. It's just clicking a couple buttons, no big deal.
Hmm.
Same thing for PayPal. You can do the same thing with manual payment down here.
Hmm.
But with PayPal, you have 28 or 29 days. I can't remember. I looked it up yesterday. So you have a little longer with PayPal to go execute that manual capture, but you definitely still have a time frame with that.
Hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, super beneficial. Again, really easy to do, and for the smaller stores, for the stores who aren't doing the volume quite yet, it just makes a lot more sense. So
Yep.
if you're pushing out 20, 30 orders and you're busy, feel free to turn that off and just let it crank. But I think for the majority of us, it helps to kind of be a little more hands on. So.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a good point too. And we always mention this. These aren't set and forget. Once you make a decision, you can never change your mind. Like you said, you might get busy one day and just be cranking through orders. Well, great. Let it automatically capture. Uncheck this box. Let them auto capture while you're super busy and then come back and turn it back on when you've got more time to pay attention to each individual order.
Hmm.
Cool. What else do we need to
Yeah.
know? They have Klarna on too. This site does. That's a good move too,
Yeah.
right?
Again, another option for customers, right? They can have options to pay for it in four different increments, or however they choose they want to do it through Klarna. You don't necessarily, as a retailer, see anything. All you see is that, hey, they use Klarna, and that's
Yeah.
it. So again, doesn't hurt to give them more options at the
Yeah.
time of checkout.
I agree. And in the U.S. with PayPal, there's a um, promote as a pay, but there's also financing inside of PayPal too.
Hmm.
So
Again,
yeah,
something you don't see. You just see PayPal as the method of payment, and you're good.
yeah. So no more effort on the retailer's part, just more option for the customers. Typically, that means more conversion, more frequent
Hmm.
conversion, and typically with these financing options, conversion at higher average order values. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, conversion, and also less cart abandonment rate, right? So when people go to your cart, they may not, they might think you have PayPal, but if you don't, and they want to use it only because of security features, and they say, "Oh, I'm out. I want to go somewhere else." So
Excellent. Cool. All right, this has been good. Thanks for joining. We'll chat again. If you have any questions about payment methods, setting them up, going through the different processes, of course, you've got the Help Center. Just click the Need Help button over here and get right into the Help Center, or reach out to the client success team at the usual email, chat, or phone number. Thanks, David.
all right, thanks, guys.
This is going to be a thing now.
I like it.
End of live stream.